Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Slamhub Wrestling. Myself Suprit, and this is the AEW Dynamite review for July 29th, 2020. And I'm joined by Abby Maniac, aka Abhishek Aneja. What's up, Abby?
I am fine, Suprit. How about you? How did you find AEW Dynamite for July 29th?
Like I said last week, after they start building up for All Out, then only the quality of Dynamite will increase. And this week was the starting of it.
Hmm. Yeah, agreed. Agreed with you. Absolutely.
So this week's Dynamite featured the Inner Circle versus the Best Friends and Jurassic Express. Excuse me. Cody defended the TNT Championship against Warhorse. Kenny Omega, Hangman Page, they defended the AEW World Tag Team titles against Stu Grayson and Evil Uno. MJF addressed the state of the wrestling industry, and John Moxley and Darby Allin they faced Brian Cage and Ricky Starks in a tornado tag team match, and so much more. But before that, if you are new to this channel, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell for all notifications. We here in Slam Hub Wrestling cover all pro wrestling related stuff, including reviews for Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AEW Dynamite, and New Japan as well. Dynamite this week kicks off with a 10-man tag team match. The Inner Circle versus the Best Friends and their friends. But before that, my question is, why isn't Chris Jericho sending his jacket to the laundry?
Uh, I do not know. I agree with you. Commentators are basically saying that the color of the jacket is becoming more orangey by the day. I do not understand that what kind of a color it is that was used by Orange Cassidy, and maybe Chris Jericho wants that this jacket reminds him of the crime that Orange Cassidy has committed, and basically it ignites the fire inside him. So he wants retribution and he wants to get his hands on Orange Cassidy and maybe kill him, you know. So that's a motivating factor. That jacket, that $7,000 jacket, that is the motivating factor for Chris Jericho. Each and every day, when he looks at the jacket, he gets motivated.
Okay, that makes sense. So back to the match. This went about 12 minutes. Cassidy and Hager start off. Cassidy went for the shadow kicks. Hager tried for a bear hug. Cassidy escapes, bell clapping Hager's ears. At one point, there was a 5-on-1 beatdown on Cassidy. The babyface team come for the save and it turns into a brawl. Then all of a sudden, everyone hits dives, moonsaults, Hikaranas. Cassidy tried to do the same, but he instead puts his glasses on. Cassidy was about to get a big group hug. Guevara then flies in the middle, and he gets beaten up. Inner Circle they would go on to dominate the rest of the match until Luchasaurus he got a hot tag and ran wild. At one point, Luchasaurus almost lost his mask. In the meantime, both there were big moves exchanged from both teams. So Finish saw Guevara was about to hit the shooting star on Luchasaurus. He gets distracted by Matt Hardy's theme song. Hardy comes from the back, tosses Guevara. Luchasaurus hits a choke slam, and that's it. The match was okay. It was a combination of a indie match with some elements of a New Japan multi-man tag team match. They went a little WWE route with the whole Matt Hardy distraction. So basically, it could be them continuing the Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara feud. What did you think about this match?
Mm-hmm. Uh, I also thought that it was a okayish match, not a very good match. And with regards to this match, the story is that Jericho and the other members of the inner circle being doused in orange juice by Orange Cassidy and Jurassic Express backstage interview post douse, laughing and embarrassing the inner circle, further rubbing their wounds, basically rubbing salt in their wounds. That is the story with regards to this. So, and one more thing that it seems that JR called the Tope Suicida correctly last week. So now they have, you know, gone to replace, I guess, and took to Excalibur, saying him goodbye, sayonara, and we do not need you anymore. We have a guy who can call Tope Suicida, so we do not need you anymore. Maybe that's what All Elite Wrestling LLC is thinking right now, it seems. And with regards to the match, in the initial moments, as you said, it turned into chaos. Uh, then a spot fest with all the inside out moves happened, aerial or power, which had moreover best friends and friends, which was basically Jurassic Express. In the upper deck, basically, they had the upper hand, but afterwards, Inner Circle took control and turned it into a traditional tag match because this was not a tornado tag match. This was a traditional tag match as advertised. Then Inner Circle took control, dictating the pace with frequent tags and isolating one member of the team and then pummeling him in their corner, basically. And in the end moments, you said the WWE ish thing that happened, Matt Hardy interfered and costed Guevara the victory. Same, I guess, old grudge before the sensitivity classes with regards to, I guess, old matches, I guess.
Mhm.
And one more thing with regards to Matt Hardy is that Matt Hardy has teased in his YouTube channel, Matt Hardy brand, that in one of the YouTube videos that he maybe is dropping all of his gimmicks for the time being. He said, but it didn't seem to have anything on the show. But I don't know if they are going with it or not. Maybe Tony Khan turned it down, or maybe it is going to happen down the line. We have to see. But in the end, best friends and friends got one over the inner circle. That was the result of this match. Normal match, okayish match, not a very, extraordinary out of the blue, but decent match. They are furthering the feud of Jericho and Cassidy, and we can see some members of the inner circle and some members of the Jurassic Express and best friends colliding in some shape or form in the coming weeks. That is what it seems right now.
Wait, you said that Matt Hardy is dropping all of his gimmicks. Then what about his classic being the elite segment every week?
That would be happening on the YouTube channel. That YouTube channel, being the elite, is comedy. That is a separate, that is a parallel universe from all elite wrestling television. That is not being used for character development or anything which matters. Being the elite is only for entertainment. You watch, you get entertained, and that's it. Nothing else.
Another thing about Matt Hardy is, so he has spent what, almost 3 months now on AEW.
Yes.
He's basically he is on a vacation in All Elite Wrestling for at least 6 months, because he is just waiting for Jeff Hardy's contract to expire and join him in All Elite Wrestling, and then we could see a more serious Matt Hardy, like that one last tag team run with his brother.
Mhm. If that happens, that could be great because they had a great run in Impact Wrestling when they had Broken Matt and Brother Nero. That was great. So if that happens, and with his wife on the piano and his son, it could be great. But if that is only if it happens right now, and they are trying Matt Hardy, pairing him with Private Party, then doing on his own, having a feud with Sammy Guevara, then the broken stuff, all the things they are trying to do whatever it takes. But also one more thing that I guess maybe he pointed out in his video or not, I have to double check. His gimmick, that doing the delete and the other things, that works when you are in a crowd setting, when there is a crowd.
Yes.
He so the thing is, when he debuted, there was no crowd, there was nothing basically. So that also hurts and hampers his gimmick or whatever he had planned creatively, or what he can do basically. So that also had, hampered, or you can say put a full stop on his whatever he had planned. So now basically they are just, stretching and going for, grasping for straws, that what can we do for the time being till the time the crowds come in. And the second option you said, that when Jeff Hardy's contract expires and he shows up at AEW, so maybe they are just biding time. It could be.
So from that, we get to a John Moxley promo. He talks about Brian Cage beating someone half his size. He said he had to save Darby Allin, or else that would have made him look like a punk bitch. He also mentions Ricky Starks and would love to see how he likes when the odds are even. He says he doesn't start fights, but he always finishes them. First championship match of the night, the TNT Championship, Cody versus Warhorse. So just like Eddie Kingston, Warhorse was another one of those indie guys who challenged Cody for the TNT Championship. And by the way, Justin Roberts killed himself when he introduced Warhorse. Did you notice that?
Yes. Yes.
He's like the Spot Fest ring announcer. We were talking about this match. This went about 10 minutes. Match starts slow, a lot of lockup and ground-based offense. Warhorse was favoring his legs after being locked in the figure four. A lot of near falls on Warhorse followed. Warhorse then made a big comeback. He hit a elbow drop for a two count. Cody tried for the figure four again. Warhorse countered into a inside cradle, so this got a two count. Finish saw Cody going for the injured leg once again, locked in the figure four, and that was it. Before we get into the post match angle, so just like you, this was my first time seeing Warhorse. I have seen his promos and stuff, and the gimmick it is superb. He's also good in the ring, but I felt like he was not allowed to do a lot in this match. So, what was your first impression of Warhorse?
I got to know about Warhorse from you some weeks ago
Yep.
that there is a independent wrestler named Warhorse. I didn't know him, but I was anticipating this week to watch his match. So, in my opinion, because whatever I saw, basically there wasn't any promo or anything from him. There was only in-ring work. So, whatever was given and whatever he did, I was very much impressed.
So sorry to interrupt you, but like you said, there should have been a promo segment.
Uh, if he is good on the promo or he is like that, maybe they would have given him, or maybe he was a bigger name in the industry, maybe then they would have given him, or he would have demanded that I want uh, a promo time and just give it to me. Then you compromise on the time being cut from your match.
Yeah.
That is a big sacrifice. So if you are willing to give that, so there are basically many options or many scenarios which would have happened. So what happened, we don't know basically. So we just have to take it whatever happened. So in your opinion, you say that he should have been given promo time as he is good in promos. You are saying that.
Yes.
Um, so I also agree because promos, yes, I agree with that because promos make you care. I have said it many a times before. They make you care more about the talent who is about to perform because Warhorse is a new guy for the people who, most or maybe a few who are watching AEW television or are on or are watching television. So you need something to get invested in the match. That who is this guy? Why should I watch this match? Why should I, you know, be stuck on this channel for 10 minutes or 12 minutes for what? Why should I want this guy to get the strap from Cody? So there should be something. Promos are always great to sell the guy, to sell the match, to sell the tickets, to get people invested. So, in my opinion, promos are very important. But the thing is, whatever the scenario was, we have to just take it now, whatever happened. But I was very much impressed by the in ring work of Warhorse and I and his look, obviously, very much impressed. Overall, I was impressed, and I would want to watch him or want to uh, you know watch him appear once again on AEW television. I have no qualms on that because he seemed like a great talent who will also uh, go beyond and who will work hard and will shine even brighter in the days to come, in my opinion. And with regards to the match, in the initial moments, Warhorse was taking it to Cody, and moreover, he was dominating the action.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, we see that Cody was underestimating the talent of Warhorse and was being visibly frustrated after being outsmarted and outclassed at many at points by Warhorse. And we saw Cody doing push-ups, the heelish persona, taunting and showing off after gaining momentum back in the match, hitting him with the avalanche superplex from the top rope, avalanche suplex, beg
Right.
your pardon,
Yep.
much to the dismay of his coach, Arn Anderson. Cody, Cody's submission attempts, as you said in your whole rundown of the match, Cody's submission attempts did a number on Warhorse's knee. The fact is, Warhorse was able to counter every submission move that was done by Cody. Cody targeted at the end moments the injured left knee and then logged in the figure four, which is very reminiscent of Ric Flair versus Dusty Rhodes rivalry from the NWA days. So he uses the figure four for the victory. Cody Rhodes defeated Warhorse via submission. It was match of the night in my opinion.
Another thing, do you think he should get signed by AEW or continue growing his name in the Indies, or maybe go to places like Impact, ROH, or MLW?
He can. He seemed like a talent that who can be signed by any company. It
Mhm.
seemed like that.
So after that, we had a post-match angle. Cody was helping up Warhorse until John Silver and Alex Reynolds from the Dark Order they attack both men. They get rid of Warhorse and beat up Cody. Arn Anderson decided to fight until out comes Matt Cardona, the former Zack Ryder. He takes out Silver and Reynolds with Rough Rider and cleans house. Commentators then bring up the friendship between Cardona and Cody, and as a result of this, we are getting a match next week. Cardona and Cody against Alex Reynolds and John Silver.
Dark Order,
Yeah, yeah,
Dark
yeah.
Order.
What do you think about Matt Cardona in AEW?
The thing is that EC3 and his buddies were helping uh, Brian Myers and Matt Cardona for the with regards to the you can say for photographs and Titantron. So it was in the works in the recent weeks that he was coming to either Impact Wrestling or AEW. So, and moreover, he was coming to AEW because it is, yes, it is public knowledge that he is good buds with Cody Rhodes. He looked good, he looked great, and they gave him a great, reception, a great welcome. He cleaned house, as you said, and the fact is, whatever happened, that he came to the aid of Arn Anderson for, you know, defeating the ambush of the Dark Order, the two members, to even the odds. Basically, whatever now happens next is interesting and is on Matt Cardona or Zack Ryder. because we have listened to things for ages that he was buried by John Cena, or because, and other things that was not supposed he was not supposed to rise to the top. He rose organically, and CM Punk came to his show, and that also gave him a huge rise in his popularity, his internet show, the internet champion, other things. So now he has to back it up basically. Whatever now happens next is on him. Now, whatever happens is on him. Yes, it is good that his friend, his brother, Brian Myers is on Impact Wrestling. He is on AEW, whatever. It, it doesn't matter. The fact is, now back it up. Back it up. Be in meaningful storylines and now back it up. Whatever the internet talks about, that you are a great talent, you have what it takes, you were over with the crowd, but WWE and their brass pushed you down and they didn't, you know, gave you the platform to rise to the top, whatever. Now shove it to the side and now prove it. Now prove it in this company. You will be given ample opportunities, because this is obviously your friends are in charge, but the fact is you have to get over with the crowd and you
Mhm.
have to do things which are meaningful. Now just prove it. Basically, that is the thing for Matt Cardona. Still, right now, after all these years, that you are not an action figure collector, not a fanboy, but a great wrestler. Now prove it.
So from that, we get to the human Max stand, Tony Schiavone. So he was talking about All Out, which will take place on September 5th. Uh, Before he was about to give additional information, Chris Jericho then comes out with the inner circle. He's mad from the outcome of the 10-man tag match. Sammy Guevara calls out Matt Hardy and calls him a son of a bitch. Jericho asked what you said in Spanish. Guevara said, son of El bitch. Jericho then challenged Orange Cassidy for a rematch in 2 weeks. But next week, he challenges Cassidy to a debate with a special guest moderator. He said he will prove that Cassidy is a filthy piece of trash. So I thought this was going to happen. This rematch was going to happen at All Out, but I think the main plan for All Out could be Jericho and Tyson.
Hmm. Yes, I also think so.
And speaking about next week, and I hope this surprise moderator turns out to be Virgil.
Who?
Virgil, the guy who was part of that Cody Jericho feud. You know
Cody.
the guy who was the manager lackey for the $1 million man. Yes.
Yes, yes, I got it, I got it. I got it. Yes, Virgin. Yes, yes. All right.
Um.
Hmm.
So next
They have
segment
given
was
him another name here in AEW right now. I do not, for the love
Vincent.
of God.
Oh,
No, Vince.
oh, Vincent
That
because
was
it's
given
WCW.
in WCW.
Yeah, yeah.
No, no, no. These guys have given him another name. Yeah. It was in that Jericho promo. Uh, I do not remember it. Nonetheless,
Okay, let's continue in the.
moving on. Moving on.
If anybody of you guys know what the name was given to him, then let us know in the comment section below.
Yes, please, please.
So the next segment was FTR. They had a footage of FTR signing their contracts. Arn Anderson was he was brought as a consultant. Tony Schiavone was the moderator. So the demands of FTR was they want strict tag team rules in AEW. They also want a tag team appreciation night. So they finally signed these contracts. Hangman Page comes in and he decided to celebrate with FTR. He had four glasses and poured whiskey in it. Arn Anderson wasn't interested. Hangman decided to have a full glass and that was it.
Hmm. So now it seems that they are, teasing, or you can say there is some affiliation with FTR and Cody. So we can see the four horsemen thing happening somewhat. It can happen. It can happen soon. It seems.
It's not like they are having fun with this four horsemen teasers. The specialty of this is they are bringing these characters for the current storyline, not to because in just 2 3 months we'll turn heel and we'll form this four horsemen.
No. Yes, I agree. I agree. It
Uh,
will
yeah, go on.
it will look legit.
Yes.
Hmm. It's
Uh,
good.
s- Speaking about the AEW World Tag Team titles, so we get a title match. Of course, the tag team title match: Kenny Omega and Hangman Page versus Stu Grayson and Evil Uno. Colt Cabana and Brody Lee came out, and it looks like Anna Jay has joined the Dark Order.
Hmm. Maybe she joined some time ago. Uh, it happened on Dynamite, I guess, or Dark. Most
No, it is
probably Dynamite,
yes.
because such things don't happen on Dark. And I don't know if many people watch Dark or not, or they watch the whole fucking show or not. I don't know.
Um,
Maybe hardcore fans watch. Sorry to offend you. I'm very sorry.
I think most of the people don't watch Dark.
Yes, the TV fans, the product fans, no. But the other fans who are, yes, hardcore fans of AEW and who want to know every other thing, they would be, I guess, watching some part of it or maybe skipping through it, or when they know that there is some special match happening or their favorite is competing, so only that match. I guess 1 week or 2 weeks ago there was a match, FTR versus uh, Peter Avalon and the uh,
Brandon Cutler.
yes, Brandon Cutlet. Yes, there
Um,
was a match.
yeah, yeah. So
We
let's.
only we only know about these matches. FTR, yes, and we get to know from social media and other sources. And with regards to Brandon Cutler and Peter Avalon, we get to know about their matches from being the elite. Yes, obviously. The funniest YouTube channel on YouTube. Yes, absolutely.
Let's get back to this match.
Yes. Dark
Uh,
Order versus Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page for the Tag Team Championships.
so Hangman he makes his entrance and goes after Grayson and Uno. Kenny Omega makes his entrance and he took a little time getting in the ring. Even the commentators made reference to it. Um, Omega breaks up the brawl and the match was underway. This went about 14 minutes. Page and Omega were dominating from the get-go. Uno and Grayson got the advantage after Page was sent into the steel steps. Uno and Grayson were dominating Page in their corner until Omega got a hot tag. He runs wild on both Uno and Grayson. A little back and forth from both teams. Omega hits a double team power bomb from Grayson and Uno, which gets a 2 count. Grayson and Uno back in control with some double team offense. So finish of the match saw Page taking out Grayson with a lariat. Then they hit the last call on Uno, and that was it. The match was good. Uno and Grayson showed that they can be a legit tag team.
Hmm.
What do you think?
Yes, I agree with you. Match was good. Match was good, which was very, unlike Dark Order, because anything that they do, it is not very impactful or very good, to be quite honest. They are only interested in fucking doing comedy on being the elite. And speaking of being the elite, the Young Bucks and SCU were at ringside. Maybe they were scouting or they were just thinking of bits to do in the next episode of being the elite, obviously, because they do not give a fuck about wrestling, obviously.
Oh, come on.
So, no, no, I am always joking. I am always joking.
Oh,
I am always joking. And belated happy birthday to Nick Jackson. As Jim Cornette says,
Buck.
Balding Buck,
Yep.
Balding Buck. So, with regards to this match, yes, it was a great outing for the Dark Order. I agree with you absolutely. And as you were running down this whole match, both the members attacked, or Page attacked first, because yes, alcoholics do this kind of shit. During, yes, it is a part of society. We know that we are in
Yeah.
India. We see that it happens. Obviously, do some other shit, yeah. Hangman Page, do some other shit. Not only alcohol is there. There are other things too. So the story is from last week's singles match between Five and Page, which pissed off me also, because the fact is that why the fuck would you give 8 minutes to a quote unquote enhancement talent match, which also stirred controversy when it happened with Kenny Omega in the past. It is AEW television. They have to be holier than thou than WWE and just show that we are the better people. They have to always be PC, and they have to even showcase their enhancement talent very good on their television. Do whatever you want to do, even if it compromises your main event talent. Do whatever you want to do, but the thing is, in the long run, it can hamper the growth of your show, and it can hamper the legitimacy of your talent who are contracted with you, who you want to be the future faces of your company. But the thing is, you want something different, something different. But the thing is, if that something different makes people not care about anything on your show, that is also bad. Back to the match.
Post
And
match. Yeah, go on.
Uh, no, no, only the match. I was just going through that. The thing is that the story was from last week's singles match with Five and Page and Dark Order's long-standing agenda of recruiting Adam Page in their group, which is, I guess, from the start of this show. And they were accentuating Colt as a new member or whatever his relationship is with the Dark Order, and dissension between Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega is heating up week by week, and budding relationship of Hangman Adam Page, one half of the tag team champions, and potential challengers FTR. That is also happening. Omega not having Page's back in times of need. That is also being shown on camera. And as I said, the Bucks, SCU at ringside, scouting the match or just thinking of bits for being the elite. And few moves here and there were absolutely beautiful. The Cannonball and 450 in stereo by the Dark Order was too sweet.
Yep.
Dark Order pummeled Adam Page majority of the match. They wrestled a great match, as I said before, not gonna lie. And there, the thing that Brody Lee said that thanks Kenny for showing up today. I guess Brody Lee said that, if
Yep.
I'm not wrong.
Yep.
That also added fuel to the fire in the dissension of Omega and Page. The ambush, that was a post match. First, you just go through the post match, what happened.
Yes, like you were saying that post-match, Brody ordered Kavana and Anna Jay to go to the back. Lee was furious over Uno and Grayson. Lee calls out Page for laughing. He points out that Omega showed up to save Page this week. The Young Bucks then come out to the ring. Lee says the Dark Order is everywhere. So the Dark Order members surround the elite until FTR takes out Lee with a beer case and help the elite fight off the Dark Order. So as a result of this, we are getting a tag team match next week: the Elite and FTR versus the entire Dark Order.
Hmm. Yes. Thing is, with regards to the the ambush of these members of the Dark Order surrounding the ring, like animals or like lumberjacks, and then seeing their prey, i.e., the Young Bucks, Omega, and Page, was good. It was a great sight to see that at least now the commentary is not doing the narrative. The narrative was that they are a threat. Now it looked like a threat that there are such members and they are just surrounding these four guys and they can pummel or they can do some damage. These members are surrounding, and on the ramp you have Brody Lee barking orders, and you have the other two guys who just lost the match. So they have the strength in numbers, and also it looked like a dangerous scene basically. So at least now they looked somewhat like a threat, and their character got accentuated on television. And then FTR coming to the aid with their signature ice chest, and they fend off the Dark Order. Basically, right now also FTR and Page, Hangman Adam Page's friendship is also being accentuated. That it is a budding relationship, friendship, whatever you want to call it. It is a thing. So it is good. It is a good direction for the time being for the Dark Order. What do you have to say with regards to this uh, post-match angle?
Nothing much. Yes, I think this match that is going to happen next week is the narrative that the Dark Order will be that driving that wedge between the Elite and no, between Page and Omega, and also affecting the Elite in some fashion. And yeah,
Hmm. All right.
so we quickly get to a Britt Baker promo. She said Big Swole suspension won't be lasting long. Won't be lasting long. She isn't dumb. She's a dentist, and after some careful thinking, she has decided to face Big Swole. But if she beats a opponent that will be chosen by Baker, of course,
Hmm.
I think this match could be happening at All Out. Big Swole versus Britt Baker.
Hmm. Yes. We had this, speculation or this talk with regards to that. Maybe Hikaru Shida is facing uh, Britt Baker, or there might be a multi-women match, and Big Swole and Britt Baker would be having a match prior to All Out. But now, yes, now it is seeming clear that Big Swole and Britt Baker would be happening at All Out, and a match with Big Swole and an opponent of Britt Baker's choosing would be happening a little bit earlier than All Out. And Britt Baker would obviously be at ringside
So
on the
that's a
Rolls Royce.
Yeah, that's a better option than putting directly in with Shida for the women's championship.
Hmm. Yes,
Uh,
agreed.
speaking speaking about the women's championship, the women's champion Hikaru Shida, she was facing Diamante. We had a video package for Diamante. She was saying she's a 10-year veteran. She also said beating Shida will make her a contender for her title. So we get to this match. We saw a lot of strikes being exchanged. There were a lot of botches here and there. So
Hmm.
finish saw Shida hitting the delayed Falcon Arrow, followed by the running knee strike to get the win, and that was it.
Yes. Yes, there were botches, and the one of them was when Diamante went for a destroyer, but it was too close to the ropes, so she couldn't get a pinfall victory. That was one of the botches, and Shida was dominating the match in the initial moments. This was not a good match in my opinion, and but with regards to what you call that, uh, selling the moves, that you're hurting, that someone has hit you, that was there, which is a good sign of being a wrestler. Shooting on you, Young Bucks still weak too. But the thing is that, yes, I agree. There were botches here and there which hampered the quality of the match. And yes, Shida winning cleanly, Falcon Arrow, then the running basement knee for the victory. It's good. We have to see that what happens in the future, that who will be the challenger for her, that who would be facing her at All Out. And there was I guess, good news. Maybe it happened because of our podcast, that the Women's World Cup would not be on AEW television, it would be on YouTube.
Oh, thank God.
So you have the option to not watch it.
That's good.
Oh,
We are gonna talk about that women's tag team tournament, but I wanted to ask you a quick question.
yes.
What do you think of Kairi Sane, aka Kairi Hojo in AEW?
I thing is that you posted the said video
Yeah,
clip on
yep.
Instagram that in which Kenny Omega said that he would be more than happy to have Kairi Hojo in AEW. It is a video from the past, but I am not following WWE from the past many months, so I do not know that what Kyrie has been up to with regards to whatever is happening. I just know that she was paired with Asuka. She went sometime to Japan for her wedding, and she was back. And whatever is the thing, I know that she is a great talent. If she comes to AEW, it would be a great addition to the roster. And she also has learned a lot of English, so that also helps with regards to, you know, getting things done in the ring, and with regards to somewhat of, if you have to talk in backstage uh, video vignettes or whatever. But yes, it is a great story nonetheless. But the fact is, yes, she's a great talent, but it is up to her if she wants to go home and start a family, be with her family, or continue her voyage in the professional wrestling industry with another company that could be All Elite Wrestling.
Technically, she can't go back to Japan right now. So in the meantime, she can decide to spend some time in AEW, and she can add that star factor to the division. And also, she now has WWE exposure, so that could be a plus for that division.
Hmm, that could be. Thing is, yes, I agree. I agree. But with regards to being a star, or I should say stardom, pun not intended, stars are people who have transcended, basically uh, these wrestlers who are like, for instance, maybe Asuka, Charlotte, Becky, Sasha Banks, and maybe these are only there who they have pushed and prodded to get them huge exposure and be stars. And maybe Kyrie is not that big of a star, but yes, the fact is, whatever what you are saying, that yes, being in the WWE system, you learn a lot. So that adds to the resume, and that adds to your skills, and plus you have a following which you get behind, and you take with you, and you can take it to another company. So it can, yes, it can help All Elite Wrestling, I have no doubt. But what her stature says, her size, her skills, WWE tells us, and overall in the mainstream, it says that Joshi wrestlers, or the wrestlers who are comparatively smaller in size. They are not as much popular or famous in mainstream all over the world, maybe, or maybe they are not pushed and prodded by WWE or the other United States promotions as much as the other wrestlers are who are from the United States or who are big, a little bit big, athletic, and who the people think that yes, this one is a wrestler. Uh, and when they look at maybe a girl who is a Joshi wrestler or a woman who is a Joshi wrestler who is comparatively of a smaller size, then when they look at her, they see that she can't be. It is stereotype or maybe it is a mindset. I do not know, but basically the thing is that yes, it would add to your pathetic roster. Agreed. It will add because Kairi Sane is a great talent, no doubt. But the fact is you need other talent too. That's what I'm saying. Or build talent. That is a difficult thing. But yes, it would not hurt to do that.
Speaking about other talent, so commentators were running through the rules of this women's tag team tournament. So tag teams will be decided with choosing of the colors. So Nyla Rose, she was with Vicky Guerrero. She was choosing her color. She got purple, and she was then introduced to her partner who got the same color, and it was Ariana, the former Cameron, who was part who was part of the Funked Actors with Naomi. So yeah, this tournament will be a classic.
They have done it. Uh, People are saying that they did a mistake, but the thing is, they did it on purpose. They do not know that.
Mm.
They have done it on purpose, that they have chosen her. It will get them social media numbers and other maybe bad press. Any press is good press. That is the thing. Reaction from the people, any reaction, it is good. Gujarat, whatever. The thing is that any press is good press. Yes, seeing Cameron, whose favorite match was Alicia Fox versus Melina, if I am not.
Yeah, that was the greatest wrestling match ever before Edge and
Uh,
Randy Orton.
yes, it was not Edge and Randy Orton. WWE screwed us. The fact is, they screwed us big time. Alicia Fox versus Melina was the greatest match ever.
Yes.
That was the problem. And who can forget that split-legged pinfall when the other opponent was face down? Oh my God, that GIF! I had that in my mobile phone. The other one, the previous one. I was laughing like fuck. Oh my God, this is happening on your flagship show. Oh my God.
By the way, while I was making these notes, so thanks to 411 Mania, they provided these notes. So they wrote that she is the second worst female wrestler in history.
Wow.
The first is Eva Marie.
Uh-huh. Understandable.
Yeah. So let's. How about we quickly get into the good stuff?
Yes, the good stuff, the
So
hot stuff.
next was MJF. He was about to address the wrestling industry. So they gave this a very presented speech-like feel. MJF had some group of people with him. He was kissing babies, shaking people's hand. He was given a big podium with the US flag and a AEW flag on both sides. So he says people to use the hashtag MJF2020 and hashtag not my champion. He then talks about how he is not given the spotlight every week. He said ever since AEW started, people were calling for a change. A certain man was calling for a paradigm shift. He was referencing to John Moxley here, of course. He puts over Moxley for being one of the greatest. He says, where is the wrestling in All Elite Wrestling? All he sees is people doing flips and stuff and killing themselves just for entertaining the people. And he said that people are being brainwashed to think this is wrestling. He buries Moxley for impersonating Stone Cold, and also said he's when it comes to ratings, he's a bigger draw than Moxley. He then says there needs to be a change. He said he bleeds black and gold and will be the top guy in AEW for the next 20 years. He then challenges Moxley for the world title at All Out, and that was it. This was till now, this was the best MJF promo that he has ever cut on Dynamite. The presentation was great, and also at times he felt like a babyface. And yeah, this match is happening, Moxley versus MJF at All Out. And another point, if this was a match, then I would have given this 7 stars. What did you think about this promo? And yeah.
I agree with you. This was a phenomenal promo. The presentation and the words that he said, the issues that he hit, brilliant. And we were speculating last week that what would be happening with regards to the AEW World Championship at All Out. And now it is clear, and you were saying it too, that MJF versus John Moxley for the AEW World Championship, I guess right now is done for All Out in September. So he hit John Moxley that he is a bad champion, not my champion. There could be better. There could be better. Moxley gets preferential treatment. He made sure that uh, Moxley Moxley made sure that MJF ain't booked 2 weeks in a row nowadays because he fears of being upstaged. This was one of the points that he said. And now we don't know that if it's true or it's not. I don't know because I do not run the dirt sheets or r squared circle on Reddit anymore, so I do not know. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. I don't know. He talked about the ratings, as you said. Yes, that he said that he draws better with regards to his segments and when it is compared to Moxley's segments or the other segments. But the thing is, Moxley is a draw. When Moxley returned after when his wife was diagnosed with the virus, when he returned, there was a huge jump in ratings. So, nonetheless, he John Moxley is a draw.
Mm.
Whatever the jump may be, is a draw. Then he addressed my favorite subject, flip flop sport wrestling. He said that the people have been brainwashed to like flip flop flam wrestling. The fact is they do not like the other wrestling, which is with regards to storytelling and holds and traditional wrestling. They do not like that. They do not have the attention span for that, basically. And
Mhm.
he said, adding to it, that John Moxley should lead by example. And if you are a king of a kingdom, then you should make sure that there is none of such nonsense on your or his program. Basically, if you are the world champion, you make sure that there is none of that shit happening on your show, basically. So MJF said that if he would be world champion, he would not let that shit happen. Flip flop flams and basically nonetheless meaningless matches having spots, that would not be happening. And he said that other people are just playing wrestlers on screen. He is the legit one. And you said that Moxley is just cosplaying Stone Cold Steve Austin. He doesn't have an original bone in his body. So there are many things that people can agree on, they can disagree on, but the fact is that kudos to the guy. Kudos to the guy.
Yeah. So, do you think he is the right guy to take the title of Moxley,
Yes.
or do you want some established guy like Omega or Page? I know that can't happen because they are busy in their in their own programs. But would you like to see those guys take the title of Moxley instead?
Uh, thing is that yes, you said that they are having the tag team championship, and they would most probably be losing it to FTR at All Out. Uh, MJF as champion. The thing is, I do not see him losing.
Hmm.
That is the thing, because his character has been protected and he is talented as fuck.
Hmm.
And now, yes, you are absolutely right that with regards to him being an established person and people's reaction, and when the person is established, you should give him or you can give him the championship. So this would be, I guess, the first guy who is not established that much of a household name yet, but he is very much talented. He would be getting the strap, the world heavyweight championship of All Elite Wrestling. He would be the first guy because the previous champions were Chris Jericho, household name, Dean Ambrose or John Moxley. He is also right now, you can say, household name. But now the third guy would probably be MJF. If they
Yeah.
do not give him the championship, then they should think of something which and something much bigger, which does not hurt him at all, because he will be champion very soon. They will have to put the title on him sooner rather than later.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
you were saying?
Yeah, I was saying that they can. do something like a Randy Orton experiment with MJF. Remember when Randy Orton just in 24, he was just 24 when he won his first world title. So they can do
Mhm.
a similar type of booking with MJF.
But Randy Orton lost very soon, and that was also because that he was not ready and he was just a pain in the ass to work with, and he had a bit of a attitude issue, and he was also very miserable and uh, basically an asshole at live events and other places as well, because
Like no, no, I meant
yes.
Randy Orton experiment means yeah, give this, do the same thing with MJF, but in MJF's case, give him a longer title reign.
Oh, all right. Yes, that can be done. Yes.
Yeah, like you said, he doesn't has years of experience, but he has the talent, so he can make it work, and he can prove to move the ratings in some fashion or the other.
Hmm. Yes, with he can do it with his promo skills. Absolutely, promos are basically the thing that which drive, which drive the numbers, which make people care. At at this point in AEW, there is a lot. You can say comparatively more creative freedom with regards to promos, so he can use it to the maximum potential and drive the numbers. In WWE, there isn't any. There is to certain people who have proved themselves, who are at the top, and also to them who are able to put their ass on the line. That they say to Vince McMahon or the management that take this. If I do not deliver that point home, the selling point home, then never give me the mic ever again. That is a big risk. So, but here you can do it. Here, I guess there is a better working environment with relation to WWE, so he can do better.
Um, so we finally get to the main event. This was a tornado tag team match. John Moxley and Darby Allin versus Ricky Starks and Brian Cage. John Moxley was in the ring while Darby Allin was nowhere to be seen. Taz was in the back cutting a promo. He asked Moxley if Allin chickened out or something. He then asked Cage come in front of him and talks about his physique. Uh,
That was a shot at, I guess, Jim Cornette.
really?
Yes, he has said in one of his reviews of the of his promos that Brian Cage should be in the front because he is the one who is the attraction, and the manager should be in the back, who is talking. He has his point, and I also agree because the other promos which have happened, two or three, Brian Cage was in the backside, in the background,
Oh.
and Taz was near the camera talking with intensity. But the thing is, the selling point is Brian Cage and not Taz.
Mhm.
Your focus should be on Brian Cage and Brian Cage's physique, that he is a machine and other things. You do it from the commentary, I get that, but it also should go from the camera. So he should be in front because yes, you are not doing it Paul Heyman style whole of the whole camera technique of Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar. So you are doing it a little different. You are doing it a little different, but your guy Brian Cage should be in the front so that his body is visible, so that he looks like a monster, and it also transcends to the audience. That is basically, I guess, the point
So after
which
that, yeah, go on.
Cornet was trying to say. Yes, please continue.
Ricky Starks then gets the mic. He says he's young, good looking, and successful. He calls Allin a crash dummy. He warns Moxley and Allin, saying he and Cage will be digging up two graves tonight. So Cage and Starks they make their entrance, but they get taken out by Allin, who was above the entrance tunnel. So the match quickly begins. This went about 8 minutes. We also saw usage of some weapons as it was a no DQ match as well. Point to note was Moxley and Allen were targeting the injured arm of Cage. So
Yes.
finish saw Allen introducing a skateboard with thumbtacks stick to it. So he used the skateboard and stomped it on the back of Starks. On the other side, Moxley had Cage in a armbar. So Allen got the pin, and that was it. This was basically a grudge match to end the Moxley and Cage feud. So now both of them can go to their next feuds. Cage will be going after Darby Allin while Moxley and MJF. That's going to happen at the pay per view. What did you think about this match?
Mhm. Yes, I agree that probably now Moxley and Cage would not be, you know, crossing paths anymore. JR said that this was a old school Texas Tornado tag match, which has basically no rules, and you told the point with regards to Taz and Cage's positioning with regards to promos and Darby Allin coffin dropping from the top of the entrance tunnel on both Starks and Cage while they were making the entrance. And one of the power feats of Brian Cage was seen when he hit the world's strongest slam and power bomb at one go on Darby Allin and John Moxley. It was awe striking. And there was also a combination of the paradigm shift and the coffin drop on Cage by Darby Allin and John Moxley. That was also sweet. And Darby, as you said, was targeting the injured, previously surgically repaired arm or shoulder of Brian Cage. If you have been a fan of Impact Wrestling, you would be knowing that he was out for a long period of time.
Mm.
Brian Cage, when he was the world champion of Impact Wrestling. And in the end moments of the match, Moxley, you said, had Brian Cage in the armbar, the injured one near the ring post, and meanwhile, Darby Allin attacked Ricky Starks with a thumbtack studded skateboard on the bag to get the pinfall victory. Taz was furious and he was foaming in his mouth on commentary. Darby Allin and Moxley got the pinfall victory, and we have Darby Allin versus John Moxley for the world title, in my opinion, next week. It is for the world title.
I thought the Moxley challenging for sorry Allen challenging for the world title next week. I think it was a little unnecessary. But thinking about it, they could do it to further the story between him and Cage.
Yes. Hmm. Cage would be interfering somewhat in this match.
Yeah, there could be an involvement of Cage in some fashion or something.
Hmm. He could attack both the guys.
Maybe something, or
Hmm.
there could be a pre-match assault, or a hour before the match, Cage lays out Allen somewhere in the backstage area, something like that.
Hmm. So then what would be getting? Brian Cage versus John Moxley.
No, The match will be happening, but yeah, there could be a pre-match assault.
All right, all right. So that that protects Darby Allin. The thing that he was previously injured. That's why he was not. That is that he was not at 100%. That's why he lost.
Mhm.
All right. Hmm. That could do. That could do. And Moxley and Cage would now, as if you are saying that it won't be happening for the time being, so maybe sometime in the future, after All Out or after some time in the future, they would be locking horns.
But for now, it is done.
Hmm. It seems so. It is done.
So yeah, that was Dynamite.
Yes, that was Dynamite for July 29th, 2020. And hopefully, next week's show would be better, would be great. And in 2 weeks' time, the show, I guess the 2 weeks' time show is a little bit star studded, in my opinion. It is getting to that point that we have a tag team, appreciation. Then we have Chris Jericho getting that match against Orange Cassidy.
Mhm.
Let's see what happens.
So before we go, where can this guys find you?
Guys, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at AbbyManiac, ABBYMANIAC. And I am working with an Indian professional wrestling independent promotion, Wrestle Square. We are going to hold tapings in about a day or two. So you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Wrestle Square, and you can also follow them on Instagram and Twitter at Wrestle Square.
You can find Slam Up Wrestling on Twitter at SlamUpW, Instagram at SlamUp Wrestling. Our podcasts and reviews are mainly audio based, and if you don't want your YouTube app running for that, then you can catch Slam Up Wrestling on Anchor and Spotify as well. So this was the AEW Dynamite review, and we'll see you guys next time.